Yesterday's.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the first and the last answers, it's not according to what is given in the textbook, ma'am.
Okay. There is a slight variation, no?
Yes, ma'am.
I too calculated same thing. See, ma, in textbook some mistakes are there. Okay. If you are following the procedure, same procedure or same formula accordingly, then it is okay. Okay. I too calculated the same thing, and one of your classmate has sent that pictures of that problems. I too checked, so no issue about that. Okay. In textbooks, so many are mistakes are there. Don't bother about textbook answers. If you are doing, if you are following correct format, then it is okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Very good.
Ma'am, I have a small doubt.
Tell me.
Ma'am, after we get n by 2, we should consider that value in frequency or cumulative frequency, ma'am?
Cumulative frequency only, no?
Okay, after we complete it in cumulative frequency, we should take the lower limit of that particular class. Okay. If it is not in cumulative frequency, I mean, if the value cannot be found in cumulative frequency, then we can take
Exact value
frequency.
is not found, ma. It is, you just take the near value.
Okay,
In
ma'am.
between value.
Okay, okay. Okay, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, good morning, all of you. The next one is mode. Generally, your mode is having two types, unimodal or bimodal, or also called as multimodal mode. So what do you mean by unimodal? That means it is having only one mode. The data or the series is having only one mode. That is called unimodal mode value. If it will be a bimodal or it will be a multimodal, it is having the data occurs, the data occurs at two or more points. If it will be a bimodal or multimodal, the data which is occurs at two or more points. Two or more points. That is said to be bimodal or multimodal data. Suppose you have a data like 8, 9, 11, 10, 10, 7, 6, 12. This is a first case. In second case, you have the data like 10, 9, 12, 7, 11, 11. And in case of 3, and in case of third level, you have a data like 6, 7, 9, 12, 11, 10, 8, and 5. See, ma, we have three different series of data, right? So in the first case, which one is the mode? In the first case, which one is the mode?
10, ma'am.
10, ma'am.
Mode. In the second case, which one is the mode?
10 and 11.
10 and 11. Here we have two modes because two are having repeatedly. Then in the third case, which one is the mode?
12. No repetition is there.
No modal value. The third set of data has no mode because there is no repeated number, no? So we doesn't found any mode in this third case. In the next case, this diagram will shows the mode value. How it is showing the mode value? We just look into it. This is the x-axis and this is a y-axis. At the center of this axis, we have a 0. If you plot a diagram like this curve is exactly partitioned this diagram, which will be joins to the x-axis. So at which point it is joining to this x-axis, which will be call it as mode. So this diagram is representation of your mode. So the following diagram shows the modal value, the value of the variable at which the curve reaches the maximum. So what do you mean by mode? Mode is nothing but the highest repetition of a number, which is called a mode. So what it is saying in your diagram, the curve reaches the maximum value. So here the curve is reaching the maximum value. Suppose here we have a value of 10 on y-axis. Here it will be around 100. So 100 is the maximum value, right? Maximum number. So from 0 to 100, it is reaching the highest value. So this maximum curve is representing us the mode, right? Am I right or not? Mode would be the value on x-axis. You just write down like 1 point. Mode would be the value on x-axis which corresponds to the maximum frequency on y-axis. Maximum frequency on y-axis. So when you take the mode on x-axis, which is correspondence to the frequencies present on the y-axis. The curve is representing as the maximum peak or maximum value it will be reaches. It is called as mode. So this is what the diagram is explaining us, the mode. Then your mode may be having two types of skewness. S-K-E-W-E-D, skewed. So it is called as mode skewed distributions. Mode skewed distributions. So you just write down mode in symmetrical, mode in symmetrical and skewed distributions. Symmetrical and skewed distributions. See, ma'am, you just write down 1 point. The three measures of central tendency. The three measures of central tendency. What are those? That is of
mean, median, and mode.
Median mode, ma'am.
Mean, median, and mode will be coincide with the highest point. Will be coincide with the highest point. With the highest point. Here, in case of skewed distributions, you have positively skewed distribution and negatively skewed distributions are there. So what is the graph is denoting us exactly in case of positively skewed and negatively skewed. You just draw the graphs. If it will be a positively skewed distribution, how the mean median orientation will be. See here. So what is this? Exactly the highest point will be our mode. So here it is a median. And here it will be a mean. In case of positively skewed distribution, the mode will be the highest value. Then the median is lies on the right hand side of the mode. Then it is having a mean. So the orientation of these three measures of central tendency will be located like this in case of positive skewed distribution. If it will be a negative skewed, the mode will be the highest. This was same. And the next one is median. And the last one is mean. It will be a negatively skewed distribution. So in case of the positive skewed distribution, the mode is the highest point and the median lies to the right to this point. See here, in case of positive, the mode is the highest point, right? So this median is lies right to this mode, but the mean falls right to the median. It is falling down because the value is very less. Here the mean is falling down to the median. That will be a left side. Mean is falling down to the median onto the left side. In case of negatively skewed distribution, the value of mean is lower than those two measures. That means the mean is showing very less value as compared to your median and mode. So what do you want to say from these two positively skewed and negatively skewed distributions? Mode is always located at which point? Highest point. Just write down. Therefore, the mode is always located at highest point. Highest point. This is some description part regarding mode. So it is having positive skewness and negative skewness. Skewness is nothing but the stretching of the curve. Originally, our curve is like this. If it will be stretched to either right side or left side. So how these three measures will be? We have three different measures of central tendency: mean, median, mode. So, but the highest point, we have to show only the mode, right? See here, these are the positive distribution, skewed distribution, and this is what the negative skewed distribution. Okay, after completing the class, I will post you these notes anyway. Next, you just take some problems regarding calculation of mode. Calculation of mode. So first you need to calculate this mode for what? Individual series. Individual series. Individual series. Calculation of mode for individual series. Just take down serial number, weight in kgs. Weight in kgs. Under serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You just write from 1 to 10. Under 1, 10, 11, 10, 12, 13, 11, 9, 8, 11, and 11. So for the simplification of this problem, you can write your data like, so under which serial number you have the repeated numbers, you just mention those serial numbers. We won't concentrate on only one time number. See here, here we have 8. Number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you just write down that weight in kgs, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Why? Because only from these numbers the mode is repeating. So 8 is only one time and 9 is also only one time. 10 will be a 2 times. 11 will be a 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 12 is one time and 13 is one time. Why? Because we have already, see here, this is 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, 13. So why I have written like this? So here which number is having, see here 8. So under 8 we have only 8 number. But 11 will be repeating of 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on which number it is repetition occurs? 11 numbers. So how many times it was repeated? 4 times. So likewise, you just divide your data until unless calculate only for taking individual number. You just write down how many times the number will be repeatedly comes. So you just take down those weights or those observations in the first column. Then you take down the number of repetitions, in the second column. Here we are concentrating only on the weight in kgs. So just take down weight in kgs as a first column and the second one number of repetitions. Here the 11 occurs at maximum number of times. The model value is 11. Just write down the conclusion. 11 occurs the maximum number of times. The model value is 11. The model value is 11. Completed? Completed or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Next important one, most important one, you need to concentrate more and more for this. Calculation of, see ma, this is a very simple thing, calculating mode for individual series. But in case of discrete series, it is somewhat typical. Calculation of mode for discrete series. Just write down the problem. Find the value of mode from the following data. Find the value of mode from the following data. Value and frequency. Just write down value and frequency. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 20, 30, 40, again 40, 55, 60, 55, 20, 15, 25. Last one is 25. This is 55. Which one is the model value from this data? Can you tell orally? From this data, which one is the model value? What do you mean by model value? It was the highest repeated number. If we don't have highest repeated number in our data, you just take down the highest number in the data. Which one is the highest number?
60.
60. So correspondence to the variable is 16. So the model value is of 16, right? The model value is 16. But it is having 55 and again 55, that is 18 and 14 will also comes under this model values because this is next lowest number. This is a 60 and this is a 55, next lowest number. So in such cases, we need to do grouping analysis. If your data is having like this, we are choosing only the highest number. If we have the next number which is present in the data will be near to that highest number, in those cases we have to find out the exact model value by grouping our data. By grouping our data. So how we need to do grouping? This is the most important problem, and you just concentrate more and more. How you are going to group? See, ma, you just write down 6 points, 6 important points. Grouping method. Just put a heading like grouping method. Before the grouping method, just write down one statement. Why we are going for grouping method? Why can't we do by selecting the highest number as a model value? It is clear from the above data. Just write down. It is clear from the above data. The model value is 16. The model value is 16. Because it occurs the maximum number of times, that is 60 times. The 16 is occurring 60 times. So that's why we have selected this 16 as a model value. However, the values on either side of 16, the values of on either side of 16 have also large frequencies. In such cases, it is desirable to prepare a grouping table. So from the given data, it is absolutely telling us the 16 is the model value. But on either side of this 16, we are having the highest number. In these cases, we need not to analyze the exact model value. For that, we are going for grouping the data. In grouping method, just write down like 6 points. These 6 points are very important. You all should keep it in your minds. A grouping table is having 6 columns. Grouping table. It is having 6 columns. Frequencies can be added in twos or threes. Frequencies can be added in twos or threes. The grouping table is having 6 columns. In that, frequencies are adding in 2 or 3s. Grouping has done as given below. Just write down first point. In column number 1, maximum frequency is marked. So what we need to do here is, we will go according to these points. So you just leave some space to write for 6 points. You just leave some space for writing 6 points. Then in the next page, you just take down your data. That is better, no? Simultaneously, we will just correlate the points. Just write down. First, you take down this data, no? Then you just put the heading like grouping table. Then you just leave the space to write 6 points how to make a grouping table. Then in the next page, you just take down like how many columns are there in our grouping table? We have 6 columns. So you just make your page into 6 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in the first column, what we need to take? Variable. So in the variable, you just write down capital X. So in the first column, what we need to take? In the first column, see here, column number 1, maximum frequency is marked. That means you need to take only the frequencies numbers. How you will take the frequencies numbers? Either ascending or a normal way. Just take the numbers in ascending order. That means small number to big number. Just write down 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Right? And you just notice that previously what I have given the example, this is the different value, these are the different, and now what I am giving is different. Just look into it. Okay. So the next column, what we need to take, you just write on the heading like column number 1. Frequencies. Write down the frequencies like 15, 20, 25, 27, 30, 20, 15, 12, 10, and 11. These are the respected frequencies of these variables. So for finding out the exact modal value, we need to do some grouping analysis. In this grouping analysis, we have to make 6 columns as per the grouping analysis. This is column number 2. Just write down column number 3, column number 4, column number 5, next column number 6. Including variable column, we have 7. If you leave the variable column, we have 6 columns. We just observe the difference. Okay. So kindly make a note. This is a different problem and this is a different problem. This is one example and this is the other example for making a grouping analysis. Here we have a modal value. Okay, that is a separate issue. Then this is a separate problem. So what is our first point here? Grouping table is having 6 columns. We already made it. And the frequencies, we have taken that. In the first point, in column number 1, maximum frequency is marked. Which one is maximum frequency?
30.
Just round up this 30. Just round up. Just use pencil, pen, red pen, blue pen to find out the difference. That is somewhat better. Next point, you just write down where you leave the space. Next, second point, what you need to do is in column number 2, frequencies are added in twos, in TWOS, twos. Frequencies are added in twos. Twos means what? You just add 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, 6 likewise. So you just take one pencil or any different pen, you just mark like this. So in column number 2, we are adding the frequencies in twos. So you just add it. (12), 2 to 4 plus 1, 5. Then 50. Then 5 plus 2, 7. 1 plus 1, 2. Then 21, I think. Okay. Are you doing?
Yes.
Next. So which one is the highest frequency here?
52.
You just round up this 52. Then just go for a description part. In the third point, that is in column 3, just write down frequencies are adding in twos by leaving first frequency. So in the third column, what you are going to do? Frequencies will be adding 2, but we are leaving the first frequency. In column 3, frequencies are added in twos, leaving the first frequency. That means you are going to add 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 like that. See here. You just leave this first frequency 15. You just add 20 plus 25. How much? 20 plus 25.
45.
27 plus 30. 57, I think.
57.
Then 5, 3 plus 1. Then 2.
35. 22.
Last number, you just leave that. We are not considering this 11 number because we don't have the next frequency. Only single 11 is there. Just leave that 11. So here, which one is the highest frequency?
57.
57.
You just mark that 57. So here what we have done? We are leaving the first frequency. Then we are adding all the frequencies in twos. Then go for column number 4. Just write down the description part. In column 4, frequencies are added in threes. That means 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 likewise. Just do that. In column number 4, you are going to add these 3 numbers, 15, 20 plus 25. This is 0, 2 to 4, 5, 6, 60. Then 27, 30, 20, 50, 60, 77.
37.
Then 37, right?
47. 40. Yeah. 37. Sorry.
20, 15, 12. How much? 37. Sorry, 47. 47. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 15, 12,
7, ma'am.
10, ma. 15, 12, 10. 37 only.
Yes, ma'am.
Then which one is the highest number?
77.
77. Then go for column number 5. Right here. Column number 5. Frequencies are added in threes. Frequencies are added in threes by leaving first frequency. Leaving first frequency. First frequency. See here. You just leave this 15. You have to add 20 plus 25 plus 27. 7 plus 5, 12. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 30, 20, 15. 5. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. Right? Then 12, 10, 11. 2 plus 1, 3.
33, ma'am.
33. Okay. So just mark the highest frequency number. Then here what we have done, we just leave only the first frequency, then we are adding all the frequencies in a threes. Then the next point is in column number 6, frequencies are added in threes by leaving first two frequencies. In column number 6, frequencies are added in threes by leaving the first two frequencies you just leave. Then you just add remaining 333. That means 1 and 2 we are leaving. Then how the addition will be? 3, 4, 5 you need to add. Then 6, 7, 8 you have to add like that. See here. First you just leave the 15 and 20. Two frequencies we are leaving. Then we are adding 25 plus 27 plus 30. 7 plus 5, 12. 2, 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1, 8, 82. Then next one is 47. 1, 2, 3 we are adding. Then 20, 15, 12. 5 plus 2, 7. 2 plus 2, 4. 47. So here we have only two frequencies, but we need 3. That's why we are leaving these two. So in the last column, we have